I am not selling the MPC just yet. Freebeat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Luke Stark. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started by turning off the vocal doubler on the MPC. There we go. And the chorus. That's so much better. Perfect. So, a few days ago, I revealed that I was getting ready to go on tour this summer, a very small, short tour, but a tour as Freebeat for my first time ever. So, I've been working on a live rig this weekend, and I figured I'd give you all an update. Also, I would like to give a shout out to all of my patrons over at my patron-exclusive Discord server, which you can get access to starting at just $1 a month, by the way, over on patreon.com/freebeat. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of folks over there. We have a really good time. But all my patrons have been wonderful. They've been helping out, helping me sort things out and figure out issues, getting this set up ready to go. Which it is nowhere near ready to go yet, but I figured I'd made enough progress that I would show you where we're at. So let me just run you through it. Let's start with, well, we'll start here in the middle. This is the Roland SPD-SX, and this is where all of my backing tracks live. So the idea of the show is that I'm going to have some kind of bare bones backing tracks and then have a bunch of instruments around me that I can use to supplement those tracks by playing different parts in as you know they drop in and out in the track itself. So the show will be very, very rehearsed and very, very well oiled by the time it hits the road, hopefully anyway, and I'll be able to seamlessly switch between all these instruments. For the first time ever, though, the SPD-SX will not be holding my drum samples. I will still be using it to play the drums, but I have finally found a use for the MPC One that really does work for me. Thanks to its ability to layer up to 4 samples per pad and switch between those either with velocity or just kind of round robin style, I've been able to sample some of the drums from my Neil Peart VST that I bought years ago, and I didn't even know how to use it. But thanks to that, I have all of these samples of Neil Peart's drum kit, and that's what inspired me to start using the MPC One. Now, I haven't actually done any multi-sampling yet, or layering the samples, I guess it would be, but I do have all of these samples on a kit, or in a kit, I should say, on the MPC. And that is being triggered by the SPD-SX. I'll show you with a kick drum pedal down here. This is a Yamaha KU100. There we go. A little bit of delay on the kick drum pedal. I'm probably going to swap that out for an actual kick drum pad, but that is just plugged into the back of the MPC, or sorry, of the SPD-SX, as is this Roland PD-80. Which is a very old, or maybe it's a PD-100. It's a very old pad from Roland. It's just a single zone drum pad, and that is also plugged into the back of the SPD-SX, as is this CY5 hi-hat pad over here. This one is dual zone. But yeah, those are just plugged into the back of the SPD-SX. And then I'm connected to the MPC via USB MIDI right here, which that just runs into the MPC from the SPD-SX. And it's good to go. Then I have the audio from the MPC just temporarily going into the SPD, so I don't have to worry about the mixer yet and figuring any of that out. The splitter there is actually splitting some of the input triggers, so I can have, multiple pads. Right now I've got 4 plugged in, and that's because I actually have a second trigger pedal down here, which is just a sustain pedal from Lady Freebeat's Roland piano, actually. And it actually wound up working just fine for triggering samples. So that actually starts and stops the backing tracks, which again live on the SPD. And then the SPD triggers the drum samples in the MPC. Tried to do some one-handed drumming there for you. The other hand still holding the microphone. But yeah, as you can see, it works out quite well. And I've also been going through and updating all of my like tracks that I usually play in the live stream shows to be a little more appropriate for an actual live setting. So Jumpstart has been updated. Mystery Hour has been updated. I think they sound pretty cool. You'll notice some of the backing tracks have kick drums sequenced into them or programmed into them. And that's because one thing I have learned from doing a lot of the standing live stream shows is that playing kick drum with my right foot really puts a ton of pressure on my left foot and specifically my calf. And those shows were about an hour long, the two that I did, the Halloween 2020 show and then the New Year's one we just did. And I was in a lot of pain coming out of those. So I figured, well, a lot of these kick drum parts are just, simple 4 on the floor. So why don't I sequence those? And then I'm just free to jump around, shift my weight between my legs however I want, and play drums and generally be more engaged with the crowd too. I can move around a lot. Because, drumsticks are right there and I've got quite a good reach with them. So, yeah, I figured I'd do that. When anything gets complex in a kick drum part, though, I told myself I would not sequence it. I would actually play it, which is another reason I want to get my Roland KD9 pad, I think it is, with a DW drum pedal. I want to get that out and get that set up as my kick pad. But yeah, so I'll still play the complex stuff, but when it's just like 4 on the floor, I want to dance around with everybody. You know what I mean? I want to have a good time. So that's really going to save my feet and my legs. So yeah, very excited about that. All right, so let's turn our attention to what you are hearing right now. I am holding a Shure SM57, which is going into the mic in port of the Roland E4 here. And the mix out of the E4 is actually going around over into the MPC One on the back. So this is how I'm going to do vocals for the show. I have never sung live before. And I know this kind of doesn't count because I'm really going to rely heavily on the auto pitch stuff. But it's still scary and still nerve-wracking. But I am very much looking forward to it. I need to adjust some of the microphone sensitivity settings, as you can probably hear. But yeah, the ability to adjust reverb on the fly is really exciting. And I think I'll just be able to do some really cool stuff. I have this currently mounted to a tripod mount thing, like an arm that comes off of a tripod. I just have it clipped to my desk there. That is not how it's going to go for the actual setup. I'm going to hopefully get my hands on a proper drum clamp that adapts to a cell phone holding tripod mount, which is essentially what this is. It's just clamped in on one of those cell phone mounts. Not well. So I'm going to try to figure out how to get that going. I also have it charging right now, going way across the desk. So just ignore that. It was about to die right when I started filming the video. Then I have MIDI in coming out of the E4, going all the way around to the MIDI out of the MPC One, and then the MIDI in on the MPC One, the 5-pin, goes down here to the key step in the MIDI, or to the MIDI out of the key step. So I've got MIDI coming out of the key step, going to the MIDI in of the MPC One, and then I have the E4 going MIDI in from the MIDI out of the MPC One. Also, I can route the E4 through the MPC and still control the E4 as well as any plug-in synths I might need to. This, by the way, is just mounted using a snare drum basket, which I thought was really, really ingenious. I saw someone had posted that on Reddit. I was kind of stressing. I was like, how am I going to get this thing mounted without buying a $200, specialized piece of drum hardware? But no, snare drum basket works fine. And with this setup, I can change the pitch of my voice just like this.
It's pretty awesome.
And then, of course, because the audio is going out of the E4 all the way back into the MPC One, I've got some chorus and a vocal doubler, as well as access to all of the effects in the MPC One for my voice, too. So not only for the samples, but also for my voice. Really, really fun, exciting. There's a lot I'm going to be able to do with this setup. And I can't wait to start working on some music for it. So that's where the rig is at right now. I do need to get a proper microphone stand because apparently I don't own one of those. I always thought, that's just something I thought I had, but nope, I don't have one. So I'll do the microphone probably right in between, like here. something like that probably. And then the E4 might actually go on the stand with the MPC as well. It all depends. I kind of like the idea of having the mic, the E4, and the key step all right here for like my vocal area. And then possibly I will be adding some sort of MIDI foot controller, maybe like a Behringer FCB 1010, or some MIDI bass pedals. Mine sadly are broken. And then I also may be adding my bass guitar there with like a multi-effects pedal or something like that. But yeah, this is essentially the rig so far. The MPC really kind of saved it all. I was trying to figure out how I was going to pull off, having drums live without bringing a module with me, like my TD-17 proper module, and the MPC's got me covered. So I will be deep diving into how I have everything set up in the very near future, but I just wanted to give you all sort of a brief walkthrough of where I'm at right now. Again, huge shout out to all my patrons who helped me get to this point. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I need a pop filter. Bye.